Good afternoon. Welcome to this edition of the 401 Talk Zone radio show. My name is Leon Jones. This afternoon's topic is you can eat what you want, but in moderation. You can eat what you want, but in moderation. Now, what I'm talking about in this video is dieting. Now, if you look at the information regarding the obesity standards in the United States, there's a 77% obesity rate here in America. Now, is that number really true? Is it accurate? From my humble opinion, it's not, because they're not using your weight, but they're using a BMI, which stands for body mass index, based off of your height and weight. And when you look at the BMI, it's telling you where you should be as far as your height and weight. Now, they have different numbers to see if you're healthy. Let me give you an example. If you're between 18 and 24.9%, you're considered healthy. If you're 25 to 29%, you're considered overweight. 30% and over, you're considered obese. Now, where do they get these numbers from? Again, they use a chart, and they use the circumference of your stomach against your height and weight. Look on a chart. That's how they come up with the body fat measurements. Now, I don't believe the body fat measurements are very accurate. Why? Because a person could be muscular. They could have a big neck. That's right. They could have a very big neck, and that big neck against your circumference of your stomach and your height and weight could make you appear to be obese. But it's not the point of this video. I'm just giving you some insight on where I'm going. What I'm going to talk to you about is dieting, because there are a number of diets out here that individuals have tried. You see all these infomercials with all this exercise equipment. You see all these dietary supplements. We're getting barraged with information about what is the best diet for you. Well, one must understand diets require eating in moderation. Now, it's eating the right foods. The question is, can you eat soul food? Can you eat Italian food? Now, those foods can be high carbs and fat, because the Italians, they love a lot of pasta. We African Americans, we love a lot of margarine and carbohydrates. You look at the potato salad, the mashed potatoes, and we like to put gravy on all of our food. Well, can you still do that and maintain a healthy lifestyle? You absolutely can. Absolutely. But you can't eat it every day. But you can put it in your diet. Let's say it's Sunday. It is actually Sunday, but I'm just utilizing this as an example. It is Sunday. And you want to have that big meal. You can have that big meal. You can have a big holiday meal. But you don't have to be excessive with it. Because when you start to eat properly with moderation, you then go burn that food off with physical activity. But what if you don't exercise? Here's something that is going to help you. A number of us don't like it, but we have to do it. And I'm talking about house cleaning. I know when I'm cleaning my house, and I'm talking about dusting, vacuuming, cleaning out the commode, any type of physical exercise, I actually lose weight, because the food that's in my stomach after I eat burns those calories off. But does that have anything to do with what you can eat? Yes, it does. Because as long as you're able to commit to some physical exercise, and it doesn't have to be athletic type exercise. You don't need a gym. A number of people with gym memberships, you can actually do your own exercises at home. 30 minutes a day is a good exercise plan because you don't want to overdo it with exercises either because you can strain your muscles. But when it comes to eating any type of food, whether it's fat-free or whether it has fat in it, too much of anything could be bad for you. So, that being said, you can eat anything you want, but it must be in moderation. Now, depending on your height and weight, the diet for everybody that's recommended is 2,000 calories. That's an average diet. Each person is different. Like for me at 5'8", 230, the amount of calories that I should be taking in daily is right around 2,100. 2,100 is much lower than 3,500. Now, 3,500 calories equals 1 pound. So if you eat more than that a day, you're going to gain weight. If you eat much less than 3,500, you're going to lose weight. But you lose weight based on the amount of calories that you're taking in and burning off. This is why when you eat any type of food, make sure you drink at least 64 ounces of water a day because water will wash everything out of your system, including sugar. Now, if you're going to eat big meals, try to substitute sugar with something different. If you have stevia, or you can lower the amount of sugar you put on all of your foods. Of course, you want food to taste good. Diet food is very bland. I've tried it. Here's the big key as well. Don't go out and eat. Cook at home. You see, a number of us don't know how to cook today, especially the younger generation. Now, that's not everybody in the younger generation, but that's enough individuals in the younger generation. You see, we've been taught how to have careers, and then when we get home, we don't know how to balance having a career with a home life. So what we're doing, we're microwaving food. You don't want to buy too much microwavable food, too many preservatives. You don't want to buy food that's processed. And just because something says fat-free doesn't mean that it is fat-free. I gave a scenario the other day when it came to smoothies. And one brand that I bought up was Naked. Well, another brand I'm going to bring up is Bolthouse. Well, if you go into your produce section and you look for those smoothies, there's a line item on that label. It says no sugar added. Well, when you turn that bottle over, it's 28 grams of sugar. Now, where did that sugar come from? It may have come from the fruit, may have come from the yogurt. Whatever they put in to that smoothie accumulated a sugar count. That being said, sugar and any type of saturated fat is considered empty calories. You're allowed to have empty calories. Depending on your height and weight. For my height and weight, I'm allowed to have 227 empty calories. That means condiments, ketchup, mayonnaise, relish, even French fries. but you want to keep that out of your diet on a daily basis. That's why you gain weight. And when you start eating all these starchy and greasy foods, your sodium count builds up. Now, one thing I can tell a number of individuals, particularly the poor folks out here, you should alleviate ramen noodles from your diet. Now, enough of them don't do that because ramen noodles are very cheap. But if you look at the seasoned packet with the ramen noodles, very high in sodium. Now, your DRI or your dietary intake does require 2,300 milligrams of sodium a day. Ramen noodles have 8 to 1,000 milligrams of sodium. That's almost half of what the allowable daily allowance is. But that being said, you can eat any type of food you want, whether it's bread, pancakes, apple butter, oatmeal, spaghetti. The only thing you have to do is eat in moderation. See, a lot of these diets give you the perception that you're going to lose X amount of pounds in X amount of days. And you see all these models on television and how they have the six-pack abs and they're working out real well. Well, you don't get like that all the time. You must read the fine print with these diet plans. I know Dr. Oz had a diet out, and there are other individuals who have diets. Remember something about a diet. Results are always going to vary because everybody has a different body mass structure. Also, one must understand that family history, particularly if you come from a family, particularly like mine, where a number of my relatives are from the country and they are larger than usual, and it's going all the way back to my family history, that weight, it basically cycles down. Most of the women in my family are healthy built women. They're not fat, they're just healthy built. They're pear-shaped, from my mom to my aunts, but they're not obese. Now, according to the BMI, they are. But when I go to my mom's house and eat, all of the food is cooked healthy, and it is soul food. I cook my own food. It's healthy. The bottom line to a proper diet is knowing how to cook. See, a number of us have gotten used to eating out. And this is why you gain weight. Because the food that restaurants are serving you today is very bad. It has a lot of preservatives in it. Let me give you an example. If you go to Denny's and order a bowl of clam chowder, well, that clam chowder is concentrated. So the thickness of that clam chowder is based on how much water one adds to that clam chowder. If you add too much water to it, it's going to be thin. But there is a lot of sodium in that clam chowder. This is why if you cook your own food, you control the ingredients that you put in your food. And that's where the loss of weight and the gaining of weight comes from. You can eat a sweet potato, and I love sweet potatoes, particularly if they're mashed or they're baked. Do I put butter on my sweet potatoes? Absolutely. I put brown sugar and cinnamon on as well. Why? Because I like the taste. However, I don't eat it every day. So one must understand you can cheat a little bit on a diet, but you must continue a daily routine of exercising. And again, the exercise program for most beginners, 15 to a half an hour. What you're trying to do is burn off calories. And one big problem that a number of people don't do, they don't eat breakfast. The breakfast meal is the most important meal of the day. That's where you should have the majority of your calories. I mean, you have your eggs, that's your protein. If you have an English muffin, that's your grains. You have your apple or cranberry or orange juice. You have your milk. Once you eat that meal and you exercise, all of your other meals should be smaller, because breakfast, you have more calories to burn off. You're more active in the morning anyway. This is why breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It keeps you sharp. A number of us, when it comes to diet, we also go the opposite way. We try to starve ourselves. That's not good either. That's not the point of this video. That's going to be another video. But what I'm trying to get everybody to understand is you can eat what you want. You just eat in moderation, but cook at home. There are cookbooks out here that tell you how to cook low-fat meals. But you don't even need a cookbook. Good cook doesn't use a recipe. I know when I make my meals, I never use a recipe. I just have it in my head. All I do is reduce the amount of bad ingredients that I put in that food. You want your food to taste good. Now, because I work every day, and there are a number of people in my audience who also have a job, many of us aren't going to have big meals every day. We just don't have the time. But we can eat breakfast. You can have a breakfast sandwich. You can have one. Instead of having two, you have one. Your stomach has already got fuel in it. You'll burn that breakfast sandwich off, and then you can eat a snack. You can eat a candy bar. Certainly. I mean, sugar is a carbohydrate. You can burn that off. You just don't want to go overboard with sugar. But after every meal, you should drink a glass of water, because water is going to wash the sugar out of your system. It's always good to keep yourself hydrated, particularly when it gets warmer. Now, I know a number of individuals, they like drinking sugary fruit juices or Gatorade to restore your electrolytes. Those aren't good. Drink water. If you want to flavor it with something, use Crystal Light, or even add lemon to it. If you want to make some homemade lemonade, well, go ahead and add some stevia to it, or some natural cane sugar, or regular sugar as well, but you don't have to put that much in there. The bottom line when it comes to food, you want to enjoy what you eat. You don't want a bland meal. And I know a lot of these diets, they have bland food, and they're telling you not to eat certain foods. Well, do you know in some of these Weight Watchers portion diets, it's basically the food that you eat without the benefit of the added condiments. And even Weight Watchers try to make their food taste good. Now, let me give you this information about diets. Most diets are there to give you the perception that you're going to lose weight. Basically, if you're going to lose weight, it's going to come from you as the person and how you manage your lifestyle. Because it's not about the food you eat. Because you can eat properly, still gain weight. Because you don't exercise. Diet and exercise help you lose weight. But also another thing that's going to help you with a proper diet, keeping your blood pressure down, which that comes from exercise, stress level. Because you can diet, you can exercise, but if you're always stressed, that's going to raise your blood pressure. A lot of people don't know that. But when it comes to any diet, you have to look at all these infomercials on television, and what these hosts are trying to get you to do is really buy their product. That's right. A lot of these diets are out here to make money off of you as the customer. And if you're not educated enough, you will fall for the trick. That's why I don't buy anything off of television. When you look at all these models who are well built, okay, they've been built for years. They just put them out there to give you the perception that you can look like them when you buy their product. There are a lot of diets out there. But the best diet is your own diet. Because, again, everybody's body structure isn't the same. So you must understand when it comes to dieting. Learn how to cook your own food. Stop eating out. Don't be stressed. And with lifestyle changes, you can still have a good diet off of the food you eat, but you must keep it in moderation. That's all you have to do. You can eat a hamburger. You can eat French fries. Now, if you want an alternative, you don't have to eat a hamburger, eat a veggie burger. If you don't want to fry your French fries, bake your French fries. You're still eating the same food. You're just finding alternative ways to cook it. If you're frying chicken in vegetable oil, go to canola oil. You don't even have to fry chicken at all. Just bake chicken. You're still eating the same food. Just put in the ingredients you want. And just eat in moderation. And something that can help you, you don't have to eat the whole meal in one day. Eat leftovers. In fact, if you have enough food, if you're a working person for 3 to 5 days, well, guess what? You're saving yourself time and aggravation because all you have to do is heat it up. You portion it out, there's your meal. A number of us don't want to eat leftovers, but leftovers are very good. I like leftovers. But when I cook for myself, I make sure I cook enough to stretch out my meals. And here's another trick. Let's say you have to go shopping. Eat before you go shopping. Make a list when you go shopping. And don't go outside that list. That way, you will commit yourself to buying exactly what you need. And you're not going to spend a lot of money because you're not going shopping hungry. But you're getting the items you want. And once you decide what you're going to do with the items, or when you're going to cook the items, you make yourself a menu on what you're going to cook. Because a diet comes from an individual. These infomercial-based diets, not going to say don't work. I'm not for them because I just believe that these companies want to make money off of their products. That's what they're trying to do. You don't have to buy into that. And also look at the fine print with some of these infomercial-based diets because they're going to tell you results will vary. But when companies market something, they want to give you the perception that you'll look like these bodybuilders that you see on television. That's the trick. And a lot of these diets are very expensive. If you look at the Weight Watchers, I believe it could be $300 or $400 a month. That's a lot of money. You can actually save a lot of money with the same products by going to the right grocery store. And my favorite grocery stores I go to, I live here in the Midwest, I'll go to Meijer or Walmart. And if those stores are crowded, I'm going right into Aldi's. I get good sales at Aldi's. And another place you can go to a regular natural food store. And if you do that, you'll be okay. You'll save money. Because the object for any diet is to utilize the calories that you need to lose weight. And in order to lose weight, you have to be the captain of your ship. So don't be in the belief that you must purchase products on television. Now, you see a lot of other products on these browsers like Yahoo. In fact, if you've gone in and looked at some of these diets, well, you get these pop-up ads from these websites that you looked at for diets. They're always trying to get you to buy something. That's why I don't like infomercial diets. You also have to be careful of some of these dietary supplements. Take a vitamin every day, 1-a-day vitamin. That can help you out. But what I'm trying to get to, you be the judge of what you eat, and you cook your own food. Because it's your body. And a company does not need to play on your emotions. That's why I do these videos like this, because I'm doing the research for my audience so they don't have to spend unnecessary money. But if you want the diet to work, you got to know how to cook your own food. You can't eat out because that's going to waste a lot of money. And the food that you're getting when you eat out, unless it's cooked at a diner, because these chain restaurants add a lot of preservatives in their food. Like a lot of their food is canned. It comes from Gordon Foods or Cisco Foods or Continental Foods. In other words, it's already prepackaged. And the foods already have high sodium content. They already have chemicals in there. The cereals that you're getting at some of these restaurants have phosphate in them, which is not good. So when you diet as well, you go ahead and look at all the labels in the store to make sure you understand what you are getting as ingredients in that food. You look at the sodium content, the serving size. And once you understand what's on that label, then you can decide whether to buy the item or not. There are always alternatives out there. But at the end of the day, when it comes to dieting, you know your body better than anybody else does. If you cook your own food again, you control the ingredients that are going into your food and then into your body. But I will say this. Eat in moderation when it comes to the foods you like. And that's all you have to do. You don't have to worry about an infomercial, dietary supplements. Eat what you want and exercise. And drink plenty of water, at least 64 ounces of water. If you eat smart, you'll be healthy. And it's my commentary for this edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show for this afternoon, the last day of April, Sunday, April 30th, 2017. You can tune in to the 411 Talk Zone radio show every Saturday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Blog Talk Radio. We had a good radio show yesterday. Shout out to Brother Real Deal for coming on my radio show. Shout out to Sister Janika. Shout out to my main man, Big Body Matt Coley. You want to check out the Real Deal's channel. He's going to be doing Sunday Night Freestyle tonight. You check out Big Body Productions. That's Matt Coley. And check out Brother Q Wilson if you want information on Uber. He's going to give it to you straight from the heart. And if you want to get in on next week's radio show, I'm going to talk about post-traumatic stress disorders. Want to participate? Call-in number is 215-383-5785. If you want to get in on the queue, hit number 1 on your telephone, and I will get you on the air. You can also hear my radio broadcast live via Facebook, and also my videos are also on Facebook. So be there to get this education that I am presenting to you as my audience. And if you like my videos, please share and subscribe to the 411 Talk Zone radio show right here on YouTube so I can continue to give you quality information for educational purposes from a professional and mature perspective. Now, on this channel, I don't engage in debates, emotion, or controversial issues, nor do I participate in drama or unnecessary bickering. Why? Because it's counterproductive. This channel is for educational purposes only, so I'm giving you the information that's realistic but positive so you can understand how the real world works, because it is challenging and knowledge is power. If you like, or if you have a business or topic or YouTube channel that you would like for me to discuss on YouTube or Blog Talk Radio, please email me at lej6521@gmail.com. And if you have a comment, please leave your comment in the comment section under the video, but make sure that your comments are pithy, no bloviating, pettifogging, or filibustering if you wish to opine. Now that's it for this video. Till next time, my name is Leon Jones. Remember, please be gentle and respectful to each other, and have a wonderful and blessed afternoon.